Welcome to this new video on Forza Horizon 6, in which I'm bringing you some gameplay with the new Alfa Romeo 048 SP. This is the car everyone is talking about right now on the game forums and on the official Forza Reddit. Horizon 6. For the simple reason that this car is said to be one of the fastest in Forza Horizon 6, maybe even the fastest in certain categories, once it's properly upgraded and tuned. Which would raise for now, I'm saying this conditionally, because that's what we're also going to check a bit today in this video. Which would be a real problem. Because since this car is a paid DLC, it would make another pay-to-win, faster car. Simply put, compared to the standard free cars in Forza Horizon 6. So today we're going to test this car on the Equinox. That way we can compare the lap times and the handling we'll get today with the Alfa Romeo 048 SP against the lap times we've already set on this track with other cars. This car is part of the Italian Cars DLC pack added to Forza Horizon 6 on July 14, 2026, a pack that adds 4 cars that you can buy separately at $4.99 for those who only want this DLC without the others. But the pack is also included in the Forza Horizon 6 Premium Edition. And just a reminder, I'm sharing a great deal. The Forza Horizon 6 Premium Edition is €40 off through my instant gaming link below this video. This car is a 1990s racing prototype from Alfa Romeo, a car that was supposed to compete in Group C category races. So, if I'm right, it's the same group of cars as the Mercedes Sauber, for example. Real monsters. Cars that, at the time, reached completely insane speeds and had absolutely extreme aerodynamic downforce. And this car, in the end, never raced. For the simple reason that Alfa Romeo wasn't in very good financial shape at the time, and they decided to abandon the development project for that car because it was too expensive, and instead focus on developing the Alfa Romeo, the 155 race car, which, on the other hand, really did take part in a whole bunch of events. So here, in stock form, we did 225.118, which is better than a Koenigsegg Agera RS, and a bit worse than, for example, a Jesko, also from Koenigsegg. It's a car that, originally, was supposed to be equipped with a 3.5-liter V10 engine, but in the end, Alfa Romeo chose a 3.5-liter V12 instead. The car is extremely light. It weighs barely 800 kilos with a power output of 680 horsepower, so the original power-to-weight ratio is pretty extreme. And indeed, here, without having changed anything at all, really completely stock, the car still has a ridiculously overpowered handling. It has good acceleration, reaching 300 km/h. Above that, it kind of falls off a bit, but let's say we're used to that with cars that have a lot of downforce. On Ford R11, it always does that a little bit. It doesn't necessarily have an excellent top speed. That's true. And I hope that's something we can improve or adjust in a little while when we go back to the garage to customize it a bit. But indeed, incredible handling, incredible braking, extremely stable car, and excellent acceleration. So it's true that this basically makes it a car that has, let's say, the right traits to really be a rocket. Aesthetically, it's pretty hard to say that this is an Alfa Romeo. Sure, it's written on it. Yes, we also have the little triangular grille, let's say, typical of what Alfa used to do on its production cars. It's, let's say, road cars. Aside from that, it's a Group C car now, so it no longer resembles an original Alfa Romeo. I'll show you the little V12 engine here, with the big carbon partition that goes with the slick tires. Slicks, which I think we'll be using as standard, in my opinion. This could also explain why this car has such overpowered stock handling. And indeed, the interior too, single-seater. There you go, only one seat, and it's right-hand drive, by the way. If I'm not mistaken, they probably didn't make it perfectly centered. I think we're a little bit to the right. That's it. I'll show the interior later. Don't worry if you want to see it in action. The car will be swappable, which is good news. Let's see what engine we can install, but you should know that this car, by default, is an R-Class with 680 horsepower. I think it's a car that will go up to X-Class. It's also a car that we can convert to all-wheel drive. So there are quite a few upgrades. And the stock engine can already be pushed, damn the beast, to 1,000 horsepower. So I'm not even sure, in the end, that there's any point in swapping the engine in this car. By default, we've got slick tires. By the way, there are slick tires and race slick tires. That's right. Cars in the Track Toys category have that feature. 2 types of slicks are always offered. Wait, let's check something. Hop? 1.56, 2.25. Yeah, it's obvious. Well, don't put on race slick tires even if the handling is better. It's absolutely ridiculous. Keep the original tires. They're better. Tires that we can make a little wider, just to get even more grip, really to have the best of the best. I just realized I gave you incorrect info earlier. For the 225.118 completely stock lap time, I compared it to the wrong column of our previous track lap times. And actually, stock, this car is really among the best. We're just behind the Wera R, which is the one we set the best lap time with. So here, we're second in stock form. And we're just ahead of the Furet. Furet, which, once upgraded, is overall still the best car in Forza Horizon 6. Maybe not. It depends on the tracks. Some people will say it's the Lotus. Others will say the WTAC cars are better. But still, the Furia is definitely a real war machine. So now, we're going to try the same track again, but we'll see if the fully upgraded car, well, we haven't swapped it yet. We haven't put on all-wheel drive yet. We'll test that later. We might not outperform what we're about to do now. With 1,000 horsepower, I doubt there are swaps for this car that can exceed that. And I think that all-wheel drive, even though it might make the car easier to drive, might also make it a bit heavier. Maybe we'll get a worse lap time. Anyway, now we're about to test it again on the Equinox, and we'll see what kind of lap time we get. But I think we're still going to save quite a bit of time. Just because, well, already here, we gain 30 kilometers per hour in top speed on the straight. But also because the car really has a lot of aerodynamic downforce. You see, all these corners here, we almost don't need to brake, or sometimes don't need to brake at all. Just slow down or accelerate a little less hard, and it still goes through really well. It's a rocket. Wait, I'll show you. The interior view. It's going to be a bit stressful to drive though. Huh. The speed we're going through here though, there. Yeah, like, you don't even need to brake, like, not at all. Yeah, no, that's crazy. Yeah, like, we're really going full speed everywhere. It's really crazy, guys. How much did we do there? 207,831. We're just behind Furet. We're just behind Furet and we're basically second in the ranking. And like I was saying, we haven't fully maxed out yet, since we still have the option to do a swap on the car and put on four-wheel drive. So, for now, we're still going to save a little more time. Well, there are several swaps available. I saw that there's the 4.7-liter V8 swap, which must come from Maserati. And apparently, this swap allows this car to drop down to S2 category. In S2 998 we can put it there, or 999. And apparently, it's simply the best car in S2, even in S2 900 actually. So, I'm not going to test it here because the goal here is really to make the fastest cars possible. And even if it would be excellent in S2, it will still be slower than in the X category. Apparently, with the Maserati swap, we can do that, which would make it ultra cheaty. We also have the 2.9-liter V6 swap that comes from Alfa Romeo. What's the word? From Alfa Romeo and Ferrari. It's actually the same engine. The 2.9-liter V6 that you find under the hood of the Alfa Romeo Giulia. So, I don't know if it's the regular Giulia or the GTA GTAM, but I think this engine, unfortunately, is still going to be less interesting because it's quite a bit less powerful and heavier. So, there's not much point in swapping it if you really want to get the maximum performance. But still, we're going to install the all-wheel drive on the car to see if we can match the lap time we did with the Furia, quite simply. Here we go. It's the moment of truth with our Alfa 048 SP. We're going to check together, well, quite simply, if it's as fast as people say on the internet or if it's a bit disappointing. Well, I don't think it's going to be disappointing. I think that, in any case, this car is at least in the top 5 most overpowered cars in Forza Horizon 6. Maybe even faster than that. That's what we're going to check. That's why we're going to try our best to get the best lap time possible with this car. Damn, it's a rocket, huh? Here, I'm in... The speeds we reach here are pretty mind-blowing. Wow, the braking on this thing. Actually, this car, in my opinion, is overpowered. I don't see in what world it's not in the top 5. Clearly, this car is at least top 5 given its performance. I don't see in what world it's not top 5, especially since this car is extremely easy to drive. That's what's impressive about this car. Yeah, it hits hard. It's super fast. Honestly, I think it's pretty easy to handle. It brakes well and responds easily, though maybe less so in rear-wheel drive. In rear-wheel drive, yeah, actually, well, it's a car that might be too responsive and a bit tricky to drive. But here, with all-wheel drive, honestly, I don't really see what you could criticize about the car. It has a good top speed, good braking, great handling. It still has 3.6 in lateral G, honestly. I don't see. What could keep this car from making it into the top 5? We could place higher than 5th. Maybe we'll make it to the podium. That's what we'll see pretty soon. Because actually, the car is so fast that it's going to make for a pretty short episode of Equinox. Because, well, we almost never need to slow down. The car is always going full throttle, actually. And we're done. Wow, 205. Well, top two. So this one isn't the best. The Furia, we actually did a bit better. The Furia, in terms of handling, was even more overpowered. But still, we're top 2. I mean, we're top 2 with a car that you have to pay for, so yeah. However, for now, in Forza Horizon 6, aside from the Lotus W-TAC, which is indeed very, very, very fast, I don't really see any other car that would be at this level of performance, let's say, being fully focused. Because really, the Pagani Huayra is a seasonal car. The Mazda Furia is a seasonal car. The Time Attack DLC cars are DLC cars. The Alfa is a DLC car as well. So it's true that we have a pretty unique meta on Forza Horizon 6, because it's almost entirely made up of DLC-type cars. Or cars that, well, simply can't be unlocked by all players, even by paying in the auction house. In any case, I hope you enjoyed this little video on Forza Horizon 6. Feel free to leave a like and subscribe for future videos. Also, don't hesitate to follow me on Twitch, where I regularly do live streams. We do multiplayer on Forza with you at least twice a week. So don't hesitate to follow me and use Prime to support my channel. And I'll see you tomorrow for the next video. Bye.